abusia mo nyina makwa ba ye trase na fe ye di enkomo awodo na ha say e smart Ghana update so ensem wodo anan ababeto dwa ye traso na ye di nkomo ebi enese NPP amanyoko ndi kofa ba ya omo edi ntwo ewo eye abato ananu ada oman ti aseman Ghana ye kotu ye na ye omampanyi na fe so mrase bidwafo no na NPP amanyoko no de ena mo nwuma pa wodo mo ye emra na ye wura na da nkwa gufa do wa ban mo no nti no mo nim se abato no de fala omo edi nkonim kura wie dada na so emra ye kotu aba ni wie na se NPP amanyoko no edi ntwo pa na emu oden pa na nya asem ketwa na report ahodo na de kan ba bonten ebi gusu a ebe ba no ne ade ade a na akopie mu ewo insha 104.5 FM no ewa santamantam ya no se yo morning show eye kuro mu nsem so no ade se omode eye resource ahodo anwoma ahodo e call so ema eye NPP amanyoko titiro ne santamantam ya no se omo eluzi abato ne pa no omo ede sansem no nyina ba betudwa na ebusuan nsem no edoso yie papa yanko na yentie eye report ahodo a omo nso ede aba betudwa ede fa eye NPP amanyoko no mo defeater omo edefeat ye ewo nanu abato a oman ti aseman Ghana ye kotu ye no emo ye ba betrase na fe ye di nsem no enso ho enkomo
personalities need focus on no you just some details be when it comes to the constituencies. Now natural constituencies now they spoke about them, the various local issues, any other issues MPP lose election. So to conclude on this research, and remember some of the local issues are more research, they raise as some of the reasons why they lost the election. And then now let me go to the local issues. And I may come or say in many of the constituencies there existed many local issues which worked against the party. There were some like the Santia Chem Central, where some party officers alleged the incumbent had assured in the 2020 general election that he was not going to contest again in the next succeeding primaries. So I'm saying, Nana, a honorable education Kofi to Kofi for soon cancer castle Obeba 2024 do maybe no honorable so no kind one be Obeba and I didn't talk about. So now those issues they must look at it. Again, and almost D-Day operations. Nana Tihe must say. The findings revealed that 32% of the respondents were not aware that some support from the regional and national party came to the constituency to support their local electioneering campaign and election process. Nana Sikabia national for the ban and reform. Down to account as a no cre, Nana report on Zeno cre. Penifoni Giscano Matnas, Nanamia Mehubida, Nancy Ababy from Eugene, Sabo Baby no teming canons. Me what test him, also there be where he be. Nana penina discano. Na ye na. Sanom de Mrantiano. D-Day no. Sikes yet mumudi. And on Sansi, even those who were aware did not know how much had been brought by the party to prosecute the election campaign. Now MPP in for discano medi. And Krana Kofom Ko Radio Squawk as on face canem no me discano. And answer hey, won't comment no on the bomber basso. Now no see. In some constituencies, the PCs hijacked the financial resources brought in for the elections day activities and other connected matters. Na. Your party's election day no more to skagum. But scanaba na parliamentary candidate na je no dia sheni botum. What is so? Monies for transportation to convey voters from one area or town to another to vote were found to have been poorly managed. And a party who believe in digitalization, more the cash here the election day. Tinana MPP said they back home mulusu yeni. Now, baby interesting. I'm say the food to serve to the polling agents in many of the constituencies were not the best, and some served food without water. D-Day na ye twabano agency bi enye biane. Omo enye biane so na enye biane papa bi. Ebi nso nya biane omo enye nsuo. D-Day no issues so many omo raise yeni. Now they move further to some constituencies, and it's very interesting. Afona Southeast is a Dujama, baby, Fredachi Lucy, Honorable Adom. A purely NPP area, but they're settler communities. And I've told you that when you look at the ring of Kumasa, that's where the NDC targeted, the settler communities. So you saw a lot of voter registration. Tibantama 7%. Such a farm place was the highest, 22%. Overshare. The Hafano area, they're recording in excess of 13, 14, 16%. The central Kumasi Swami, 11%, 12%, any idea. So the MPP was certainly not focusing on voter registration. And I'm saying one of the major factors that hugely affected the fortunes of the party was the negligence on the part of MPs and DC to prevent Chinese operators in Galamsey from destroying the Sawan rice project fields, which has been the source of livelihood to the local farmers for 2 decades. So now say baby achi lusu ye no, na achi nye serious. This year wants no serious. Now this is the wording of the report. Almost a rice factory be a high, no na chroma for ni didi ho. Almost the tana way and shehan my China for at the Galamsey be says project na
him for
and I say I have for north southeast. Away a dujama. A dujama. Now, almost answer the party's failure to engage a group called 64 battalions at the Dujama also affected the party. This youth group in the Hafano Southeast constituency felt neglected, reducing their motivation to rally vote for the party. And indirectly, now a party militia for them. But coming from 64 battalions, somebody Dujama. Omonia maybe an party mom no meant me and no more lose election. Now I had a constituency breakdown. Yam Kwasantia Chem of Agogo. I must say, reference was made to the expunction of the names of some 145 polling station executives in the lead up to the conduct of the 2020 parliamentary primaries. The infringing hampered collaborations and cohesion, causing delays and inefficiencies in campaign activities. And I must say, as far back as 2020, Abra Kweku Badgeman, any honorable and the appear could be former member of parliament. No, Abo no me no me incofobi di free media before, but I meant me and Sovia for 4 years. And the Momulusu election. Or say, grassroots members were demoralized and confused by the lack of unity at the leadership level, weakening our voter mobilization effort. The FM station of the independent MP, which has served the party well in the past, was closed down for reasons difficult to comprehend. Nana sort of them there. I'm just sort of them and a boy people bobu jin intini ewa gogo. Edu murubinom kotumu na party for na e wo fom so man te sa de na NPP officials ye na se
ho no
enti na edu murubinom na wo ko say ye menhire fam bi onu so mo san bae na makasa wo ne radio station e be ko ba na obi enu ope serious analysis obetie Wontumi FM yen ka no kra nkire mo obi enu ope serious analysis obetie Power FM obi enu ope serious analysis obetie sa station no because why would listen na wutie dem to mo nkomo papa bia o you know it, so you don't close down independent minded radio stations go no nya adwen me tell you say siko me twama abas no di me na mayen this communication man no nchire fm madwuma no and I mean na mayen NPP communication man and the NPP read their budget 2018 or so. Government communication was a flashy program. Government communication 4 million cedis was listed as a flashy program. Now my says I mean I trying by communication man. It's an almost short FM. I don't the independent candidate in I'm say there's the likelihood that the youth might permanently switch allegiance to the independent candidate in future election if an amicable solution is not found to address the situation. And also man shall branty and come from Pong will be DMPR because MPP for na wago no much come home. That is what they are saying that Santia Chimnov. And Kumawu Omsi Winipa DC or intransigent before Musuma and the Kuford bro from the man. Omsu Tintin Trinity. The Patieti on Tiasa Mase. Omso on the Basu and Tokano.
You can't on the Kranan Ajakum.
So on the Basu and Tokan Ejinum, and the NS became a casualty. NS tries to be a Biadoma Bembomon Tiasi, Tintin Tirinti Samu Kumawudo. And a bio almost a polling station connected where you mudia film. That's Kumawu. Such a farm planes. Now, also one of the most damaging factors was the internal conflict between the former DC, who's Odenchem, and the constituency chairman on one side, and the parliamentary candidate on the other. But I had no digger to Mumbelu because my cat was such a farm planes, Kokumba for a dorsal. Don't Kofi say no, or Kokumbeni. Girl no, or Nadia na mammy a canny. And I never think a Kukumbeni, so come or cut across the board. And in fact, such a fan play the dominant ethnic group in your can, a Kukumba. Now I think Bakwa Bansana can, so I can is the third largest. In fact, Nana, the difference now going in the crown or NPP Adom. Per memory set, no Bob Bonafin from. And Nana Papa no Maniska, or teacher near now or Nika Pressa, Toma Maniska. Now, last one by my Tafo Pankron. Tafo's interest, no more say. One of the major reasons for the party's defeat was internal conflict among constituency leaders. Tafo Vincent one. I'm saying Vincent in free Tafo. Ne papa na betcha de Tafo. Into there be issues so. And almost say 500 cities be near say the man e mile what pankron on near market ni be anya bi. Ebudu a omo hema no say bi a omo no nyi fines a omo mfa ma. E bi discard ko du dwa mo di dwa komo omo yere mo. Report na America no. Omo ko du wo so this can come man omo da ko di dwa. And you see what Tafono and I address it to do say very interesting and I had a controversial and I can say Address Dumase constituency is made up of several ethnic groupings, and this affected the organization of the party at the grassroots. The PC is from a minority ethnic group. The other major ethnic group felt that they could be selling out to the minority ethnic group if they rally to support the candidate. I see Bawumia in here. Think about it. On one breath, the general report says that religion and tribalism wasn't a factor. But when you disaggregate the data, you strip the data down, you are saying that in the Central Farm Plains area, Akwano contest NDC, from minority group, and address it just like the northern region. I am Manfra. That's why you say settler community. That's why I'm Manfra. So no ethnic group na ya one the minority. Bawumia, as you know, is also from a minority group when it comes to the northern region. So the NPP must do a proper analysis here. Me as a researcher, me who jump to me because the general data says that the 2,000 people they spoke to, they said tribalism and religion was not a factor. When you read the CDDF Barometer report and NCC, they also confirm that people didn't say religion and tribalism is a factor. Is it that too? Yentimin kana yano and abejum, by a can yitrim.
Yeah.
The NPP must do proper research to understand it.
But the reality question now Obusan, maybe I can attempt to answer. The fact is that NPP for trimunano. We don't know me a Christopher no. Omu trimuno. They didn't feel Bawumia as somebody to lead them. That's the fact. Wontumi can the trimu nyina wonu omusia memma kremuni ma medi Christo ni so eno na way trim but one can't tell to be catch say nya hwe.
But Nana, you see,
I'm sure say
Nana, that is interesting. Last week when the professor Amache Buati, on am casting per sentence or candy was say NPP's choice of Napo was an emotional decision. And did go be said BNI report to be source. I pick it. Almost a political parties now. No man say ma sebe. I know the day no come on. Let's kind of come on. Woman when you money wa home fan can be
yeah.
So our political parties, manana, and so we deploy lot of research. I'm trusting this report, but chairman say catch them officially. We offer a report to us media. Almost say address it to do say ethnicity. Nipa no nkoyi no free minority ethnic group tie me yi enya tribalism analysis na me ye NPP na say nipa no nkoyi no free minority
ethnic mamprosi
na address it do say nya Bawumia de na make
okay
but report ni nyina no so no say tribalism any religion any factor are they not approbating and reprobating as we come they
were looking at the larger scale but there are places where religion played a major role
and I'm saying that address it to Dumase it's a settler community. The dynamics is just like the northern Ghana.
Exactly.
So it may be that among food trimuno, ethnic sentiment na wo bo mo tibi nka na no research. Yes, and nothing make us so the NPP must not be emotional say. They must deploy more research to every SWOT analysis. You make your weakness your strength. You make your threat an opportunity.
Yeah.
So, Bawumia fi minority at the group and are going to another election. Now, man, for that research, we saw in the Boku areas. And people now report say almost as a kusas in man process and affected Bawumia report to ya. So it means that weakness of the candidate must be thoroughly researched. And somewhat strategy and strength so because Nana just a Duma say the same characteristic mimics the north. And I was such a fun that one more see the one we never be able to send north. So they as I do Kofodia. Ye free jobbing. And ye be as a Kumase. Ye did come straight. Uko fu a wakra or Musuba is a kofu or bepong. So you can use an area to mimic an area. So they must do proper research in all these settler communities and then genuinely get people who give them the feedback say tribe, ethnicity, Bawumia mu ne saying. Na they should work on as an apodi account. Nipa ni nim kasa and yamanan kasa. Aya fact oba okasa bia na nipa bufu meboa. Okasa Bawumia convince nipa 10 adechana for wama for buo fu.
They say abronye DC so omne kasa on kasa.
Na wawe no.
Okay.
So you see, so in me SWOT analysis, strategic my me pistol analysis, the 5 piece na nyina brofuka kakenya akire ne say, "Oh be your business ah. Wo hwe baby e beboa wo. Baby a wo hwe opportunity na for example, me tie me say me koye pork grant e wa asanwase. Wa dia.
Koton preko was was.
Na na de share problem go do bank manager na mo nso onye serious. Maybe am kasa me be ton poko kanu asi a why? Kanu asi is a cosmopolitan area. In Krane Dawson.
Why a jurassic omo de oba ne call for NPP ana?
Yes, now your oba. Oh, make it rain. Unim no. Oba na no to scan.
Because obi aka bibi wo ho, and which is also very key. Because religion also plays a very key role there. I say MPP did not do due diligence. Don't expect a lady to be a leader in a Muslim community. Don't expect a Kokomba to be a leader among Dagumbes and Mamprusis, which were more in Nigeria. The lady was Kokomba and a Christian.
It's all now. What I'm catching in share from let's say professors who yeah chance be near the tiao. Now dynamics not there. NSC was such a fun place, you know. What's such a fun place? Then closely gabo no. NPP so magic seats, you know, but they forgot that. Dufonia no. Dufon and MPP di. Creative Constituency 2012 no, as finance minister, I know do master Kodi. And Dufo all his investment in his life is such a fun place. Ni a Christian. On it don't go for saying in a court, don't go for saying comes from the majority ethnic group in the constituency, the Kokumba. So among Vobu years machinations by and almost to die. That was why the MPP came close. Now in the next election, they bring a lady who is an Akan partly, a Dagumba partly, and has the biggest or the most prominent politician from the area. Don't go for saying who's a Kokumba supporting her. The day I called Don't go for saying because I was going on joy, no more Dr. Dufo fee. And doctors reconcile the ranks.
Yeah.
So we MPP near Kuford Kwabi lose. Because the dynamics will not favor. We are Kenya. Can the tell like when we are tomorrow, we need. Now what I say? I can't cry now. What's I'm free move again? Also pay FMB free. Want to also be the diacom. So election is science. Okay. And a research. And then I get it okay. So again, consider Muslim. I asante kremu. Ono de Christoni. So.
But then I make her say yes. They said they are okay. A very sensitive matter, but yeah, we need interest in MPP or whatever. No. We can just say based on the near say. First of all, Empon Kremofonu Susu say Bawumia was a hypocrite. Why you no say Christo need more than a Muslim? And no never and no crane you may. Yeah. And about Bawumia so yes ada na samani kwa abusumfie eno kra ne sa ase asem no sa abusumfie no kremoni bia nso mpe sa ade no into the moment a oye hu Kristo ni bebre hwe a reality oye kremoni oye hu Kristo ni bebre oye hu se bibia mfa ho na sa na mbosomase a you have a problem with the Muslim community. These are the realities.
Nana, in fact the panel about no brilliant. The report captured it. Me na man read one no. Nana, BB and the dress raising 5 religion and sanity. As some come say, this sentiment somewhat affected the parliamentary candidates campaign in the country. However, though not in a very significant manner. However, it had no serious effect on the presidential voting pattern. The PC was a woman, and a few of the tribe heads, Muslims themselves, opined that it was difficult to accept her as their head and representative on religious grounds.
Exactly.
Nana, another reason I'm stating that tribal sentiment, you know. Another reason why notness in the constitution, where you address it, did not embrace the presidential candidate, despite the clarity of his thought and sound policies espoused, was that both Muhammad and Bawumia are notness, and for them, if two notness are vying for the same position, then they will support their senior in age. Once and Makachi was open where they are notness.
Yeah.
So they believe that though Bawumia and their policies were on the age. Some have a penicillin to quatranching.
I think say chief no awo gonja e kan be bisa. Say okache Bawumia say buunia penyin no. O kan be bisa during the campaign season no. O kan say muye niafo mamonko buunia penyin. And this na omuka omunim say it doesn't make any sense. But it does.
Interesting. I think that the MPP should exploit more. They should exploit more. Now the other concerns of Mamponia, the Medibeba.
You're right.
Medibeba.
All right. Thank you. Eugene Osei the fact checker and your head of research now the Ebaya.
Right. Tabusia any a quote ye insurance 104.5 FM. No, I was Santaman say almost so a MPP amanu kwana batu ya kotu ye de kofa ba ya omo edin to anomodi ababa to abontene ye transe na yeso so ye di ensem no enso so ehon enkomo no enso so ebi na eni nkomo.
Selem se efunani abi na amwansu kusuaya amotwen tuntu efa abato no hwan na EC na hwan na EC
yes
bato re nsi mo kali nyina de bia be kasa krama bewu a ayo say abrechi be bewu na jama na ekuno ana mfantefo so ebu bebi o say so otufu na santa ekona ntaze nti brebia no ebifo abrabo koye se abrante ye brana onte jesu okono kogina ni so sikamputa aba oji home francine fantefo be ba konso no sika kra kra kakra fasika itu ofato mfanto ni mu twa na shego to no aja to sa pepe na tie what happened in NPP in the general election 2024 no eniamo mo kanyina ye no kretro do but because they were power drunk, because they were arrogant, because they were selfish, because they were greedy. Omo anti di obi aka ye na do mo be wie bibie dui. Eti abrante analysis no dey abeto no. E pefe for me I believe say ombetumi atie normal call back to the round table or whatever table normal call plan normal corrections on where we fell short. But the young ni ma ya boss aka no eno ana wo so mo kan wasam no mutu hwe no musisi e za dia opposition no metra wa chie pa the only prayer e wo so mo bo e be sa yan kwa ahyampa ye ene so bo mpa se mahama be faili sa mahama faili dia ene bia they will have the slightest opportunity to come back to power nemo be sa ekobasa mahama nso koye ne nema bi na bi mu dia now so sorry, or any name ye said a Ghana for expected now. The expectations are Ghana for their man because Ghanaians will not forgive him if he fails. Because abada ena yemu be a Kaiser Mahama is not coming to do anything new. I said it. It made me say he has to prove me wrong. Say as I'm kind of nyano correct. Dear man, I who said the kind correct, and so bad the right thing. So what I say, it time before there, said the Abrante somehow okay no. Say I don't be no my own word ever born one. And I would see seven Abrante and can baby to say for no south, east, southwest, Yankasam crew, my man, Craswell Jama. Was he a more factory, a more a yes, I see no more diamo, but I am for a name, Nipan or pre member of parliament, Tranwayan Shahai, and my Nay China for Baba Jabba to is no correct. Said that I'm saying now, Eddie to say on Pioneer some Ketwa, Nina also can be. Of course, sir, Sabe, and before Bobo say, opening Pony in the Trophy massive war effort. You can't say for so much economic trail. As if why connected now, you're amount to Macassi be a Duanadua. Yet this Salman Colina, that should be. Yeah, Coladona, that's all. Nanza yan kwala na bia fifre bikura na aduso kobo ba kum frem ti no e wo se yi be hata abonte na mframa na awia bom eti se oyo pani na sa antoma no nso to a ade ba ko so mo di ko so fast sa antoma no okay so atase na no na so wa mo ani ko so fa ati na kwala ni ba bi na amada fom endi so pani boni ntrafie masefua emfo kanom sa asebia anya asebia fo abetu asa hata ani ade eti sa pepe na se emu na amu kai so ni nyina mu emu local farm ne ade nyina ka hu se mu bu local farm mu bu saduane ade essential odi papra bo mu a on trama channel ne nanim ketwasa.com free ni kro banju ene shankwai emma emesewo mu all because you put good now open no se mu kotru mu anya no sasa na mu no so ade masasa no because mo na kasa no mu sabi o se nso no hia de sunyin sufu bia na mu hia ene ade ti no so mo ka register no krepa say wa de so dance ni say na bibi sa ho de ni wode a ebe de na manfo ato aba de amanko so hono mu die gold nipa kakre be nya mfaso but emo no de bia nipa pempem na nya so mfaso ye te de ote de wo hwane de wo soa de odi kodwom de wo ton hwemfaso e be nya free so eti ade ani nyina bi fi say no kre right so we like say na ve fa comment in the comment section I say fa mi yakram